Hello, it's Red Knight here, and welcome back to one of my cool farm reviews. Now, today's farm review is going to be looking at a level 104 player. Now, the name of the farm is Charlie James DeGreats, and I'm going to show you something really wonderful on this farm that brings a seasonal feeling to my heart. Now, to do this, I need to zoom on out, but before we do that, let's just have a look at what we've got here. Now, straight away, you can see something really interesting. You can see lots of outhouses just behind this farmhouse. You can see a nice little river there meandering behind the actual farmhouse as well, and it does look kind of interesting. Now, I'm going to zoom out and show you more of this farmhouse design and see what we've got here. And look at that. Doesn't that look beautiful? I love the way that she's used those wells there as a perfect centerpiece straight up the center of each of the three buildings there. And a nice little V shape for each of the buildings gives it that really interesting design. Look at the way she's actually got the roof pieces so they blend into each other and create a really distinct and beautiful pattern. I like this one a lot. And for me, that actually feels really comfortable. Now, it's interesting the way that she's actually used the little fires in front of the building itself. And I actually think that looks quite nice. And we needn't worry about any of the buildings burning down because you've got lots of wells there for water. Now, coming round to the side, you'll see that there is another outhouse, but this one's actually gold. So it's almost like this is the toilet for this building. And that's actually quite interesting. Behind the building, you've got this like relaxation area. There's a little pool for the kids. There's a larger pool there and a little picnic area. And as a border, you can see lots of trees around the outside here. And it does look really nice. Now, I like what they've done with their mine area here. They've kept some nice dead trees here to actually border off the two buildings. So you've got your silo, your barn, and the dairy there in a kind of like an L shape there of trees. And then you've got some other trees here that are hiding those smelters behind them, and also the jewelers as well. And I do like that layout. It's really nice when some of the machines are hidden behind the trees, I do feel sometimes. Now, in this area I'm looking at here, you've got some machines just sitting there, and in front of that you've got some nice little trees, and then some machines again with path pieces, and then some lamps with some decoration, and then some golden path. Now, that's quite an interesting design. I do like the look of this. It feels a little golden in itself. So you've got like the golden swing, you've got the bridge with the golden rails, you've got that yellow from the trees as well, you've got the golden walls down here on the right hand side, and it blends very nicely. Even the pink with the scooters and the cake and the actual machine as well together there in the one area, it really blends in quite nice. And I like the way that the actual ditch pieces have formed the river coming up to where the bridge is over the water, and the join is actually hidden by that tree there. That's nice as well. That's actually quite an interesting way of doing it, and I might copy that myself later. Now, as I mentioned, okay, I like that golden effect here. And it looks like you've got a staggered farm here, where the water's actually able to flow down into a different level there. And I like the way they've done that with the statue and the waterfall. You've got a mixture of both dead and live nectar bushes there, and again they're part of this diagonal approach, so it gives you this feel that you're actually of a higher and a lower level here. And the way they've used the actual path pieces just here to come down gives you that effect as well, especially considering the fact that the golden path is staggered like you've got here. And again, as you come down from this one top platform into the center platform here where the other machines are, you've got another staggered piece that takes you further down into the farm. So it's like the farm has three very distinct levels there, and I do like the way that it actually goes together. That's quite an interesting design use, and it's this kind of thing that I really do like, and it must take a lot of time and energy to set this up. Now as I come further down here towards the animal pens, you've got a mixture of some trees boxed in at the back there. Now I must admit I'm not too impressed with that considering what you've done with the rest of the farm. It's kind of okay, but it doesn't feel quite right having those walls between the tree pieces there. Now maybe I'd like to see the walls between the actual animal pens and the trees disappearing. So those ones that go behind the trees, I would say please get rid of those. And then I might feel more comfortable with looking at that design there. It just doesn't feel quite right, not considering the way that you've actually got this more freedom with the other trees just here and also here as well. Here it feels very, very tight, and it feels that the trees have no breathing or moving space. Now I like the way that you've got the animal pens here, where the single path piece down the center and then one off to the side, and that creates a nice feel to your bottom end of your farm. And it's as though the farmer can come down to this area, he can create his feed with the two machines and then feed his animals very, very easily. And it's actually a nice structure, and I like that. The only thing, as I said, I'm not keen on is this trees with the wall effect at the back there. Now I like what you've done with the apple trees, but what I don't like is what you've done just here. Now, I'm not sure what you were trying to create here. Maybe these are the workers going to work. Now, if that's the case, maybe I'd like to see them spread out more within the actual animal area, as though it seems as though they're actually working or doing something. So maybe move some of these gnomes around the machines or into where the animals are, so it looks like they're actually doing some work. Then maybe that would be more interesting. I think you need to adjust this aspect here. Now what you're going to do with these decorations I don't know. Maybe it's just put there for the moment until you resolve something else, or it could be part of your future design. I'm going to keep my eye on your farm and see how you've actually changed this in future. Now coming back down to the area across the road. Now over here we've got a nice little boxed in section. You've got your land pieces here. Okay, you've got a nice interesting pattern where the actual land plots are not facing in the same direction. I do like the way that that's actually being set up and used. Now I'd be interested to see what you're going to do with this area, if you're just going to grow normal crops or just leave it empty like this for the moment. So this area here, okay, needs something done to it, I feel. Maybe some kind of design built into the land would make it more interesting and more aesthetically pleasing. Now, the favourite part of this farm I'm about to show you. Now, with Christmas just around the corner, I said I'm looking for a lot of really beautiful Christmas decorations, and this farm does not let me down. It has a really wonderful design here. So let's just go up to where we can see the tip of those presents, and as we scroll up here, you're going to see a really beautiful Christmas tree. Look at that, everybody. Look at the way she's used the gramophone. She's used these golden statues. You've got the presents, the windmills there. It's a really interesting Christmas tree design. And then with the main Christmas tree as the last part at the top there, that really does go well together. And I like what you've done there. Now, I do like the way you've got this carousel just sitting here with the Christmas fences, and I'm hoping this year to be able to afford this, but I'm not quite sure with the diamonds I have at the moment. Maybe I will get a few more between now and December the 1st. Now, I do like what you've done with the Christmas plants and the soldiers as well. That's quite nice. But what I'm not too happy with is this little area here. Okay, you've got a nice little frozen pond. You've got the gnomes standing around with the snow people, and you've got the little gnome houses. Now, it kind of feels like they're just living near this Christmas tree, but it does detract from your design that you've got there. So maybe I might recommend moving this to another part and then maybe doing something else in this area that will blend very, very nicely with the carousel you've got over on the other side. Maybe when we get the Christmas decorations, you might be getting another carousel with fence to give this tree a more balanced look. And again, I look forward to seeing that. Maybe it might be a good idea to move the pond with the gnomes down to this area here. That might actually be quite interesting. And maybe move the wall pieces so it goes more around that with the pond, as though it's somewhere for the animals to actually go over and drink water when they're thirsty. But I do like what I'm looking at there. Now, standard entrance for the farm coming up there. You've got that beautiful level 100 tree. You've got some Valentine statues. The statues are okay. You might want to spread those out a little bit by themselves just there. It doesn't really do anything for your farm. Now, I do like what you've done here. I like the fact that, as I said, the water meanders now back round the back and it comes up to the lake here. That's a really interesting aspect. Sorry, not lake, I mean the actual river. That's a really interesting aspect. I like the way this is done. So I think for me, the way that this waterway comes in is one of the more positive parts of this farm that I like a lot. Now, I'm kind of happy here that this animal area is staggered. It's not in a straight line. Just look at the way we've got these dog houses here. They're offset from each other. Look at the way you've got the stables here with the actual donkey sty itself and all of the other animal houses. Everything is offset. It's staggered and it kind of blends in with what you've done with the rest of the farm, and I like that a lot. This is probably another one of my favorite aspects of this overall design. Right, now let's go and have a look at the town. Will I be surprised here? Is there something beautiful going to come up? Maybe there's another Christmas tree. Let's have a look and see, shall we? So, jumping on over to the town, and we have... Ooh, I like this. I think I'm going to be very impressed here. Now, I do love these pink rose bushes, and I like the way that you've actually done this nice centerpiece here. It feels as though the town has somewhere they can come and sit down and relax and enjoy the beautiful sights. I could imagine sitting there as I get older and relaxing there. I like that a lot. You've got your town hall just behind them, and with this beautiful snow effect behind, it blends in really, really well. I like that a lot. I really, really do. From looking at your town here, I think this is much better than your farm. If anything, I no seriously, I really do like what you've got here. It's very simplistic. It's a nice mix of the fence and the path pieces. I like the way you're using the rose bushes and the decoration, and I like the fact that you've actually not dug up all of the water. Look at that. That looks absolutely beautiful with those benches there, with the fires. It's not too much and it's not too little. It really does go well. You've got your buildings to the back there and down the side here. You've got a nice little pool area behind. Ooh, this could be quite nice if you were staying here. You've got your spa off to one side. You've got your B&B and a nice little guest house. I could enjoy this as a nice holiday destination. This is rather pleasing. Now, I do love this part. Look at this beautiful beach. Look at the way she's used the decoration there at the back. Really interesting design. Nice little water piece there with the bridge over again, and a good mix of path pieces. Now, no buildings on the beach except for the gazebos, and I like it a lot. I do like what I'm looking at here. That's rather beautiful, if I do say so. And look, there's a floating chest, so will I be lucky? Let's have a look. And it's locked, so let's send that one back into the ocean. Now, I do like what I'm looking at here in the town. It's really nice. I specifically like that centerpiece here. I think that's my favorite part of the town. Now, if I jump back to your farm and we have a look here, what did I like? Well, I liked the actual water that runs from the left here all the way down to the right hand side. I think that's quite good. I do enjoy what you've done down here as well. I like the way that you've actually laid out the animal pens. Like I said, I'm not keen on this area here, and I wish you would do something with this. Get rid of that wall at the back there, please. Okay, try to make the trees more intermixed. I think it would be much, much nicer. Down here, I'm not too keen on what you've done here as well. I'd like to see you do something with this area. I do love your Christmas tree though. That's absolutely fantastic. And for me, okay, this makes it feel a little bit more special. Now, even though there are many things I like, there are still some things that I'm not too happy with. Now, overall, I'm going to give this farm a 3.5. If you would like to copy any of these designs, please do so. Remember, I'm looking for more Christmas decorations as it gets closer to Christmas. Okay, that's it for this video. If you like what I've said, do like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video. So have a happy heyday and goodbye all.